everybody, it's Sunday and it's time for another reading. I've missed you all. I didn't do one last week because last Sunday I had just arrived in Florida. So I'm here on the other coast and we got here safe. I was very appreciative for that. Thank you for all your good thoughts. And none of our stuff has arrived yet from the movers, so I'm living out of a suitcase, but I did bring my cards with me. So I thought, well, even though I'm not really settled in, let's pull some cards and see what the week has in store, all right? So I did use my pendulum for my primary guide, Morgan. She drew our cards for us today. And let's see what we got. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention that I thought it would be fun to use my Pirate Tarot deck this week because I am writing Pirate's Promise right now and I'm powering through. Of course, the move put me way behind on my deadline, so I'm trying really hard to catch up. So I thought Pirate Tarot might be inspiring for me, so that's what we're doing today. All right, first up. Oh, the Eight of Pistols. So remember how I told you on decks, sometimes depending on the theme, they'll change up some of the things. So pistols is like wands in a traditional deck. So this is fire. And the Eight of Pistols means that, remember it goes in a cycle from ace to 10. So the 8 means you're almost there. Keep going. And you can see the sun behind it and the pistols firing in all directions. This is a big nudge from Spirit to keep yourself focused. And I feel this very strongly right now. You got to keep yourself focused because you have so many priorities, but you are almost there on that project. So keep going. Refocus your efforts. All right. And then we got the Five of Swords. So remember, swords is the element of air. This represents our thoughts. And the 5 is like halfway through. And you can see there's pirates back here with swords in their backs, swords on the deck. And he's gathered up some swords. In this particular deck, the 5 of Swords is all about that you might be feeling right now that somebody isn't telling you the whole truth. You might be feeling a little paranoid that people are taking your things. This card typically is a little nudge from Spirit to remember that our thoughts are air. They're real in our head, not necessarily so much out in the world. So if you're feeling these feelings, re-examine what's going on and see is it in my head or is it real? Bounce it off a friend. A lot of times when the air cards come up, we're living too much in our head and you need to get it out and talk to somebody else who doesn't have a horse in the race, all right? Ooh, this is a good one. And the World. So the World is major arcana. And this is actually the final card in every tarot deck. And the World means really that this is your time. The universe will give you anything you want. So know what that is. I love on this deck, she's like a figurehead of a ship, but you can see the winds are all blowing and they're all kind, good winds. So you can choose whatever you want. Right now is the time, but make a choice and decide what do you want to manifest in your life right now, because the universe is ready to give that to you. A lot of times we worry so much that we manifest our worries instead of our desires. So again, these kind of go together. So does this one. Refocus your efforts toward what you want to manifest. All right. Okay. And then I had her draw one mermaid oracle because I felt like, oh, I'm at the Atlantic Ocean. I'm feeling oceany. So mermaid oracle. Ready? Let's see what we got. Adrift. Gosh, I have known this feeling lately. Have you all? So in this deck, that feeling of being adrift is actually calling you to allow a higher power to take control for a little while. Put some trust in the universe that you're on the right path, and we can only control so many things. This is hard for me because I'm an island and I like to control everything, and so sometimes it's very hard for me to just allow things to happen. So right now, this week, if you find yourself really struggling to force something through, remember that there is a higher power and we are loved, and put a little trust out there. Even if you're feeling a little adrift, trust that you are not. You are on your right path. All right. So just to recap, We got the 8 of Pistols. This is almost a full cycle of action. So whatever projects you're working on, really refocus because you're almost there. Don't give up. You just maybe refocus that effort. You're shooting in all directions. And the 5 of Swords, you might feel like there are some shenanigans afoot right now. So bounce it off a friend and be sure if that's real or is that in my head. Because a lot of times it's very hard for us to tell when we live in our heads too much. All right, and finally, the World. This is major arcana, and the fair winds are coming from all directions. The universe ready to give you whatever you want. The world can be yours. Decide what that would look like for you. All right, and finally, if you are feeling adrift, it's time to just surrender for a little bit, stop trying to swim upstream, and trust that you are on the right path and things will become clear to you, all right? Just float for a little bit. It's okay. I hope that you all have a great week. I hope that next week when I come to, my stuff is here and I will have an actual spot to do the weekly readings. And I appreciate all your good thoughts. We got here safe and sound, and now I'm trying to finish that book. Please don't forget to hit subscribe, and please share so that other friends can get the reading for the week. And I hope that you all have a great week. I'm sending you many blessings from Florida. All right, bye-bye.